So while I'm in the car waiting on my husband to get off, because he should be getting off hopefully in 45 minutes, but I doubt it, I'm actually going to talk about my first trimester being pregnant in the Army, because I feel like there's a lot of us out here who are in the service and we don't have a lot of YouTubers or a lot of women who are YouTubers who might be in the service currently and who talk about their experience, because being in the service while pregnant is completely different than being someone who has the ability to be a stay-at-home mom, someone who's in the work field being pregnant, someone who might be doing something totally different, or someone who might actually be like a YouTuber mom being pregnant. So that's why I felt like I should talk about this, because it's pretty common for a lot of us to be pregnant, even though I don't know why a lot of people think that there aren't any pregnant women who serve in the Army, or like they just like get out like right before they have the baby. But that's not the case. There are plenty of women in the service across all branches who still stay in after they have their baby, before they have their baby, aka me. Or you actually do have the choice to stay, to get out before your baby comes, but I chose not to do that. So I'm going to tell you about my experience. So when you become pregnant in the Army, the first thing that you are supposed to do so that they can prove that you are pregnant is that you will go to the laboratory and you will take a piss test, and they will confirm it through there. And then after that, you will wait like your 7th or 8th week into your first trimester, and that's when you actually go to your first OBGYN appointment. And I had my first OBGYN appointment August 14th or 15th. I can't remember exactly, but I can definitely look it up to prove that, because I remember, because that was a very important date. But yes, and my story of actually knowing that I was pregnant in the Army is different, because at that point in time when I actually ended up pregnant, I was trying to attend basic leadership course so that I can get promoted to the next rank, and I found out I was pregnant. And so I was still taking PT tests and stuff like that, and at the time I felt like I was endangering my baby while attempting to do so. And by the time I was like 4 weeks, like I had it planned out, I just needed to pass one more physical fitness test, and then I would have been able to go to school for 3 weeks. And by the time I would have got out of school, I would have been 8 weeks pregnant, and that would have been the time that I would have decided to actually take an official pregnancy test or P-test with the Army, so that it can go on my record and notify them that I am now officially pregnant. But I decided at the last moment, after taking like my last PT test, which I ended up failing to run because I'm stationed in Colorado, and I could feel the slight effects of being pregnant just a little bit. Like I didn't have any morning sickness or anything, but I'll get to that. And I didn't want to like overly push myself on the run, and I was very scared that I was doing harm to my baby. But if I could go back now, I probably would have still like pushed myself like just a little bit further, because I wasn't that far off from passing my run. Then I probably would have been promoted by now, but that's perfectly fine. It'll come after my baby's born. I'm not going to rush it, and things happen for a reason. So yeah, after me failing that PT test, I decided to notify my chain of command that I was pregnant, and that I was going to not take the chance to go to BLC, obviously. And yeah, here we are 8 months later, almost 8 months later, I'll be 33 weeks pregnant on Thursday. Just patiently waiting for my baby to get here. So that happened in August, and it wasn't all that bad for my first trimester because I did not have any morning sickness. And if I did have morning sickness, I actually like caught it before it became really bad. During my first trimester, I just had to, when I woke up, because in the service, well, no, I think I can tell you guys, and I'm in the Army. So when you're in the Army, you don't stop working out. You still do PT, but you go to a specific program designated for pregnant women in the Army, and they cater to our needs because of us being pregnant now. So for the past 8 months, I have not done PT with my unit. I have been going to an area designated as the P3T pregnancy program for the Army area, where I meet up, and then they have us designated in 3 different groups, as in the first group, second group, and third group, and then postpartum group, which you would go to for 6 months. I believe it's like 180 days after you have your baby, and after you come back from your 3-month leave after having your baby. So if I confuse you, I'm just gonna like reinstate that. So during your whole pregnancy, you're still going to be working out, right? And then from whenever you find out you're pregnant, you can find out 3 weeks early. When you're 3 weeks, you can find out. When you're 8 weeks, you can find out. When you're 12 weeks. But when you do, however many weeks you are, that depends on what category or group you will fall into. So I found out I was pregnant when I was 2 going on 3 weeks pregnant. But come to find out, I was actually like a week further. So I was actually probably 4 weeks pregnant almost with my baby before I actually found out, just about. And then I didn't start pregnancy PT until I was 5 or 6 weeks pregnant. And then I was in group 1 until I was 21 weeks pregnant. And for that, you after you hit like 21 weeks, you'll just go to the next group. Like you don't have to actually notify anybody if you are going to like the next group. You just like start showing up with like group 2, because that was basically like where they identified sort of the start of second trimester. And so that's when we moved over, and then my PT schedule changed. When you are in group 1 here on my post, on Mondays I go to the pool. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday I will work out, and Thursday for everyone is education day, when different groups or organizations from around post, or some of them out in town, will come and meet us in the morning for our scheduled PT time and give us classes on things. Like we have a WIC class, we have nurses and lactationists who come from the hospital and talk to us. It all depends on what's like going on. Even one of our NTOs currently, every couple of weeks, he will give us a finance class. So in terms of how my second group, my second term group schedule was, and my third term group schedule was, when you were in the second term, you will do PT on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays, you will go to the pool, and then Thursday, you'll have education day with everyone else. For a third group, my schedule currently, because that's the group that I'm in now, I am doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday workout. Thursday, I will do education day, and then Friday we are at the pool. which a lot of females, well, I'm gonna say females instead. I could have said soldiers, but whatever. We all enjoy actually going to the pool because that's actually good exercise. And at first I thought I wasn't going to I'm sorry, I thought I really wasn't like going to enjoy it, but I actually do, and that's one of my favorite days of the week. But it's kind of cold in Colorado. Not kind of, it's cold as hell in Colorado, so it's weird some mornings because it could be like 23 degrees and we're in the pool. So yeah, kind of sucks. But back to my first trimester. Usually there's not a lot of body change for you in the first trimester. Like I said, I did not experience any morning sickness at all, thank God, because I don't know if I was gonna show up to work. I don't know how some of these other mamas could like do it during their first trimester, especially because one female that I know, she had severe morning sickness. Like she could not hold anything down with her baby. And I'm over here like cringing because all I had to do to satisfy my baby at that time was I needed to eat 2 breakfasts. I needed to eat lunch, possibly a snack before lunch. I needed to eat a snack between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. And then I needed to eat dinner and then possibly a snack after that for me to be completely satisfied. But other than that, everybody's different, and I can say I am truly blessed that I did not experience morning sickness because I still had to do this completely same work schedule. Getting up at that time, me and my husband weren't married. We were still living in the barracks, so I was getting up 5:45. Excuse me. I was getting up 5:45 every morning, going to PT by 6:25, and then getting off by 7:10, eating my second breakfast around that time with my husband, and then going to work at 9. At 9:15 on Mondays for multiple formation, and then at 9:30 for every other day of the week. So yeah, and then I'll be getting off at 5, hopefully, or if all my work was done, I will be able to get off at 4 or 4:30 because all my work was completed for the day and nothing was needed of me by my commander or first sergeant, because I worked directly under them in my orderly room for my company. So other than that, like, my first trimester wasn't even like all that bad, to be honest. I didn't feel much fatigue, which was a good thing because I'm a fast-paced worker. So if something needs to be done, I'm gonna do it right then and there, and then I could process anything else and like get it finished before the end of the day. Because in the area that I'm working in, you can't like really harbor work because you need to get it done, and you need to be able to assist first sergeant or the commander with whatever they need. And you can't really be like laxy-daisy like with stuff like that. So yes. What's another thing that I experienced in my first trimester? Oh yeah, I had to stop taking my my prenatals at one certain point in time because I am allergic to B12, and I was taking the prenatals from the hospital, and I just put it off as like a possible like side effect of morning sickness, because like they say everybody gets morning sickness, but no, I was actually having a slight allergic reaction to my prenatals that the hospital was giving me. So I had to switch to the prenatal gummies, because even though it had B12 in it, it wasn't making me react in the same way that actually the B12 from the hospital was making me react. Like for a couple weeks I didn't notice that I was reacting this way because I just put it off as morning sickness, but actually they were causing me to have bad stomach aches, severe headaches, to where like I needed to be in a dark room. And one day when I actually forgot to take my prenatals was the first day that I was actually completely fine, like no headaches, no stomach aches, no nothing, and I just felt like my regular old self. So I was like, wow, like what's going on? And then that's when I put 2 and 2 together, because it was the prenatal vitamins that I was taking specifically at that time that was causing me to react this way, because I guess because it was in pill form that it was hitting me harder than when I would take the prenatal gummies. So I was just like perfectly fine when I took the gummies. But if I took the hard pill ones that look like a freaking horse, they're like that big. Well, not, yeah, they're like that big. I would be like on my behind and I would be struggling. And then I'll just be like throwing up and stuff like that. And then one night I told my husband, and we kind of like tested out the theory, and we like watched what he watched me to see how I reacted to it. And I ended up actually like throwing it up because I didn't take that one prenatal, that one specific type of prenatal, for a couple of days. And so us testing it out actually like hit my system harder than it did like any other day. And yeah, I was on my behind. But other than that, my first trimester was actually amazing. The doctors here at Fort Carson, well, I actually was assigned a midwife, and they have, I think they said they have 11 midwives on staff, and I have had the pleasure of having my same midwife my whole pregnancy. The only thing that I would say that I wish was different for my experience would be that I saw my baby more. Yeah, that I saw my baby more. Even though, because during your first trimester, I think you only have, I had an appointment every month, but it felt like it was just so spaced out that it wasn't very satisfying to me. I didn't like it. So, but other than that, my first trimester was good. And I also found out my baby's gender during my first trimester, because we went to First Glimpse, because at Fort Carson they don't have a gender appointment for you until you're 20 weeks, and that's when they do like the full baby body scan and stuff like that. But that will be in my second video for my second trimester. So yeah, but we did at the time to find out our baby's gender. We found out our baby's gender a couple of days before my husband's birthday, because I wanted it to be like a specific thing for him, because this is his first child, this is my first child, and I wanted it to kind of be like, woo, this is his birthday weekend, so I want to find out our baby on his birthday weekend. So yeah, we did that, and we found out that it was a little boy. And then when we had our 20-week appointment with the hospital for their gender reveal, for their gender determination ultrasound, that's when they confirmed that it was a boy as well. Because I think I was 14 weeks almost. I was either like 13 or 14 weeks when I went to First Glimpse out here in Colorado Springs. So I was like a couple weeks shy of actually my 20-week appointment. But yes, that was it. So all in total, my first trimester being pregnant in the Army wasn't bad at all. It wasn't even a horrible transition. The only thing that I needed to do was I was able to set a specific eating habit, and my baby didn't complain at all, and that caused me not to have any morning sickness or any morning throw up or night throw up or anything like that. Came to an ultimate stop after I was able to set a certain eating habit and eating, like, what is it called, a eating regimen, I guess, that's actually like satisfied my child. Yep. But I think I actually covered everything. I did PT, I did my eating regimen, I did my prenatals. Oh yeah, and now I currently take the Flintstone hard tablets with iron in it as a supplement, because the other prenatals started to become really hard for me to consume, so I don't take the like regular prenatals anymore at all. Oh yeah, I'm a big seafood fan, and a couple of things that I had to stop actually eating was I used to make my husband Cajun pasta, and I would put like sausage, shrimp, and chicken in that for him. And when I first became newly pregnant, I couldn't eat it, and it actually made my stomach hurt smelling it after we would like excuse me, after we would reheat it like the next day after I made it. So I had to stop eating that, and I actually had to stop consuming a whole bunch of seafood and sushi. Oh my god, I love sushi, but you know they say you're not supposed to eat sushi, so you know it hurt my feelings. But I can't wait for my baby to come, because that's probably gonna be the first meal that I eat in the hospital, definitely, and I'm not playing. But other than that, that's it. Even though I miss like eating crab like every weekend, but that's perfectly fine. I'll just keep it to a complete minimum now. But until next time, you guys, with my second video, if you want to know any questions that you would like for me to talk about pertaining to my work life and being pregnant, or what happened to me during my second trimester and being pregnant, because during my second trimester I actually was taking flights, and what I would do, since I was on a strict eating schedule while on the airplane, and what do I do to stay hydrated since I'm high in elevation being out in Colorado Springs, just let me know, because that will be coming up in my second video. Or if you have anything else that you would like to ask me, just let me know. Okay, bye.